What is going on, guys? Welcome once again to another Buy the Dips, Sell the Rips video. And boy, have these videos been doing amazing. A couple 5x's, a couple 7 to 10x's if you guys have been tuning in. So we've been crushing it. Hopefully you guys do not miss these videos every single week so you take advantage of buying the dips and selling the rips. Let's jump right into it and give you guys a quick update on a call that we've been mentioning over and over in these videos. At 1.3 mil is World Cup coin. As you guys know, the World Cup is really near the starting this week. And boy, has this turned out to be an amazing trade for us. So far on a nice 7 to 8x on the first initial push right now. It's still holding pretty well. And I just wanted to give you guys an update. I still think you could probably maybe come up with a 2x on this one. It could probably go from 8 to 16. If you have been following these videos, though, you should already be in, and you should be up quite a lot. The next one we're going to be taking a look at, guys, is called BountyWork, and this one actually is a newer coin, came out this week. A lot of controversy, a lot of fun with this coin, but it seems to have established itself very nicely here, and this is the opportunity we're kind of looking for this particular coin. Now, we are going to be looking for two major entry zones. Number one, the first entry zone we want to look at is this 1.3. That's going to be extremely crucial for the success of this coin. Anything at 1.35 or 1.3 or 1.5 range, or that 1.5 range, that is where we want to see if it stays healthy. If it doesn't stay healthy around this range, we might get another dip. So I'm going to give two kind of metrics here. This beautiful Boltz pocket or gold pocket, whatever you want to call it, that is what you're looking to enter. And I think eventually with the whole narrative and pump fund that they are really trying to push this narrative, I do think this would be a very good entry zone once it reaches here. Now, potentially it could dip a little bit lower, but this is kind of like the zone we wanted to hold so we could get a nice, beautiful push up. Okay, so theoretically, if the market keeps being a little bit unstable, you could see it coming down to maybe around this 900 to 1 million range. I doubt it, but the gold pocket or the Boltz pocket is where we want to land to get get in this one if you're not in it already. The next coins I'm going to mention, these are going to be completely bottomed out, and still the potentials are pretty good for a nice little 2x to a 3x to a 4x, depending on the long term. So these are a little bit of a longer hold, and this is swarms, and it just kind of came bottom right here at this like 5.9 mil range, so just barely below 6 mil. I would say anything between 6 million and 7 million is a good range. Could potentially give you a nice little 2x with a little bit of a longer hold period, but you should theoretically see that 2x happen. It could happen exponentially and go up crazy. Like if the market returns, this will blow up, but it could take a little bit longer. So anything around 6 million would be like the best entry. Anything below, kind of around below 7 million would be ideal. So I would say, don't buy the green right now because it's like extremely green. Wait to see if maybe we come down here to 6.1, 6.5. Try to test it out, see what happens. Hold it. This is going to be a longer hold. The next one we have is Psyopanime, and this one's another coin that I mentioned quite often. And it's come down, but I still think this has a nice potential of reversing and doing pretty well just by one simple mention. Right now it's sitting at 1.5. It came down to 856. That was the beautiful entry there. And that's kind of like the entry I'm trying to see if it comes back down here. So anything below a million, I would say would be a good entry here. So, 900, 800, that would be a nice entry. Trying to put a little bit there with a nice mention, should give you a nice little 2x to a 3x. The next one we have is ALCH, and I gave you this one, guys, down here. It went from 50 all the way to 190, so almost a nice 3 to 4x here on this one. And we're kind of waiting to do this again. And to be quite frankly with you guys, in 2024, I gave you this one, or I think it was 2025. I gave you this one at 800, like below 800K. So pretty crazy stuff. But I think ideally, I would love to see it here on the 40s, 42, 40s. Right now it's at 50. Regardless if you get into 40s or you get into 50, anything below 50, I would say would be amazing. Should theoretically give you a nice little bounce for a nice little 2 to 3x. So all of these are bottomed out coins that have a really good upside. It's just a little bit of longer holds, okay? The next one we have is Labubu. And the reason we like Labubu is because there's a movie coming out. Plus, there's also a partnership that's coming out It kind of bottomed out to 580, came down to 525. 525 was the ideal entry. I'm going to wait for that correction and wait for it to come down to 525, 530. That's where I take a nice little potential position here with a nice stop loss, because if it doesn't go up, then it's just completely over. But there's a nice potential upswing on this one. The next one I want to mention is another pretty big coin, which is Pengu. And as you guys know, big fan of Pengu. Currently, with the market conditions, it's dropped down to a very beautiful buying range. And right now, it's kind of bottomed out at 426 million. Ideally, this should give a nice little boost whenever the market returns. So I'm looking for anything between that 425 to 400 million range. That is kind of like where I'm looking at. Anything below that is an amazing grab. The next one we're mentioning, and this one's going to be over and over. We kind of call this at 200K inside the Boltz Alpha. So if you're not locked in there, I highly recommend you do. And we've given you guys repeated calls on this one. And we said this is really good tech. It's doing pretty decent. You guys should definitely pay attention to this one. Right now, it's at 648. Okay. Ideally, it looks like we're going to be getting a floor between 450 to 500. That is kind of like the floor I'm looking for a nice potential retest of this all-time high, because it's tried it once, right? It already came up to 1.4. It then came up to 1.6, and now it's looking for a retest to see if it could go to 2 million, which is kind of like our target that we had when we were talking about this coin inside Boltz Alpha. So theoretically, if you were able to get it between 450 to 500, if you do get that 2 million push, you're looking for a nice little 3x to a 4x, depending on how high this coin goes. It's a pretty decent coin, and it has some really good tech behind it. The next one is another coin that I've been mentioning over and over, and this, like I said, I've 10x this 4 times already. This will probably be my 5th time. Unfortunately, this time around, it didn't come as low as we wanted it to come down back to here, this 400 range. So it's looking like it's getting this floor of 600 range. And ideally, I do think this coin will go pretty crazy. So if you're trying to get into this coin, anything below a million is pretty good. But the best ideal entry for this one is 600 to that 750 range. Okay. So anything around there seems like a very decent entry. Of course, 700 would be the best one, but ideally, that is what we're looking for that nice, beautiful gold pocket right there. So anything around there, 750 to 600 would be amazing, with a nice little boost on this one sometime, hopefully relatively soon within this month. All right. So that's what we're hoping for. The next one I have is one called money or this is gonna be one of those high risk plays where we're gonna be gambling. Okay, so these are the ones that are a little bit more risky, comes with a little bit of warning. It's a newer coin. I like the narrative, but because we've seen another stupid coin go stupidly crazy. So I'm hoping maybe this one has a nice bounce due to the fact that it's already ran up, came back down. It looks like it's stabilizing here. So I'm looking for an entry, anything around this 250. Okay, I wouldn't throw crazy money out. I would just kind of just see what happens here. And anything around this, where it's at right now, 300. So 300 to 240. It's kind of like the range I'm looking for this one. And this is just in case we get a beautiful reversal and it goes back up again. Because from this range, if we go and test the all-time high, it should give us a nice little 3 to 4x here. Okay, so pretty interesting one. Let's see what happens. Hopefully it reverses. The next one we have is another one called ParQ, and this is another really interesting one. Pretty good tech, similar to Magpie, not the same technology, but the same kind of narrative. And this one looks pretty good as well. Currently right now 500. 500 is not a bad bid because it could theoretically go and test a million. That's an easy, simple 2x. Ideally, we hope it comes down below that and we get like maybe a 350 entry here. Somewhere around there, and we get another push up. Or if that doesn't happen, then this 500 is kind of like where we're looking to get. So this is going to be a little bit of a bigger zone, just because of the simple fact that this is a newer coin, but the tech is solid enough to give us a nice entry. So anything below 500, I would say, or like even right now, 525, it's not a bad entry. But ideally, this is the zone we're looking at right now. It kind of dipped here to that 500 range. So anything within here, I would take a little bit of stab, see what happens. Pretty interesting tech. This last one is literally like, I'm going to gamble and I might lose it all. Okay, this is just because we have the World Cup. and it's called Glove. And this is basically just kind of playing off who's gonna win the Golden Glove. This might not be so well, just to be simple fact that goalies are not that big thing in soccer, but it's almost bottomed out. Like the bottom of this was like 20, they already 2x. Right now it's sitting at 38. So you're kind of looking to get into something like around 30, 35, around there if it comes down. And then it already ran up to like 160. So even if it were just to run to 100, it's still a nice little 2 to 3x. Just throw stupid money in there. So that's what we have, guys. So those are the coins that I feel like are completely bottomed out. There's even more that I kind of saw that are look pretty good. But these are the ones that I saw that were completely bottomed out, that have a nice potential to that 2 to 3x, some with a longer period of time, some with a shorter period of time. But these are the ones that I feel like will do a little run up. Now, we've had other coins that we've highlighted that are doing very, very well. So make sure you guys tune in every single week for this video. And if you don't want to miss a 10x, 5x live on stream, we stream every Tuesday and Thursday. So come by and hang out. But if you want to get that information daily, Boltz Alpha is where to go. Link is down in our Discord. So hope you guys and stop by there with a lot of amazing tools like the Boltz Analyzer. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.